Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Roll and Keep, Fandom Tabletop's weekly show that's all about playing, teaching, designing, and learning about settings primed with the Cortex role-playing system. My name is Mellie, Doucette, and I am the community manager for Cortex, and I'm also your camp counselor for this very special October series of Roll and Keep that we call Cortex Campfire. Cortex Prime is a toolbox you can use to play or create any game or setting, basically, that you can think of for a tabletop role-playing game, and so I've used it to prepare this anthology of spooky tales for my absolute favorite season of the year. Each of these tales stands on their own, so don't worry if this is your first one. You don't need to have watched the one that we did last week. I'm so glad that you're here. And if you viewer are curious about Cortex, you can learn more over at cortexrpg.com, or if you're lucky, you might even win a copy here today. If we roll any heroic successes, don't worry, you don't need to know what that means. We will explain it when it comes up. We will give away copies in chat, so keep an eye out for that. And while we may tell scary stories in the dark, we do not tell them alone, and so I have three incredible campers here with me to tell today's story. We have Cortex Prime designer, creative director, and Emmy award winner, Cam Banks. We have performer, writer, improviser, creator, director, creative genius, Aliza Pearl. And I am very, very excited to welcome to this channel for the first time a performer and streamer who you may recognize from such haunting fare as Black Dice Society, Into the Mist, and Vampire the Masquerade's LA by Night. It's Noura Ibrahim. Hello, hello.
Hello.
Welcome to you all. I'm so terribly, terribly excited for the story today. But before we begin, I just would like to warn our viewers, this is an improvised horror live play. It may contain some depictions of violence, death, deal with content that might be triggering to some viewers. So, take care of you, prioritize your mental health, and have fun. For our players, we'll be using Bo Yeager Sheldon's script change safety tool to keep the game fun and safe for everyone. And there's more info about that at the link in chat or in the description if you're watching this on YouTube. With all of that said, I believe it's time for us to gather around the campfire for our second tale, the tale of the Lonely Haunts Club. Airports, shopping malls, hotels. There are a few places that see quite as many unique people. But an airport is a passage, and a shopping mall is a task, a to-do list. Hotels are homes away from home. They exist in a transient place outside of our usual realm of understanding. People come to a hotel and they leave a piece of themselves behind. A remnant of their life, a memory. A hotel can set the scene for the ends of a tattered marriage, or play the supporting role at the end of a busy day of a tourist's discovery of a new place. One thing that is very true of hotels is that people leave them. Guests check out, staff retire, resign, get fired, or just leave for the day. But what about the people who don't? The Old Inn is a staple, was a staple. Now the coats of paint peel and the stains on the curtains stick around for a lot longer than they used to. And Alan Parker, the owner and the manager, is the longest stain that most people are aware of. The hotel was his dad's dad's before that, and so on and so on. But we see him now in this dingy, dark office, graying too early with muscles too tense and with lights that flicker because the light bulbs are too old, but it's too much of a cost to get new ones back here where the customers can't see it. He's sorting through sheafs of overdue bills, searching for some kind of magic solution that he hasn't yet seen, trying to beautiful mind it, find the answer. He murmurs, he smokes, brushes ash off of the papers, and of course he doesn't notice the janitor, armed with a mop and bucket just outside the door, maybe lingering a little bit more than one would expect, but nobody really ever notices the cleaning staff, do they? So, Aliza, could you introduce your character to us? Give us a description of who they are.
Yes. I'm playing Gabe Turner. He is a 60-something, lanky, African-American janitor. Him. He has a small afro. He wears thick glasses. Wait, I forgot to put my glasses on. I'll get them later.
I'm so excited you have glasses.
Thick round glasses. And he is Mostly quiet and observant, and very much all in his head. He uses his head a lot more than any other skills.
Excellent. Yeah, so you're kind of just outside doing your business. As another figure kind of comes in, elevator gives a little ding. Figure comes walking at a pretty brisk pace, well dressed, younger than Alan and Gabe, clean cut, fitted suit, kind of like a greased back hair, maybe a little pomade, toothpick in the mouth. Has a Bluetooth earpiece in his ear, of course. Comes up to the door, gives it a little. And Alan Parker looks up, kind of taking in this person. Mr. Craven. Tony, please. Mr. Craven was my father, and he lets himself sit down, leans back. He looks very comfortable and takes up so much space in Alan Parker's office. And Alan seems very intimidated by this character, but eventually... Tony, look, I appreciate your interest in the old inn, but to be honest, I've got everything wrapped up in this place. If I sell, and Tony interrupts. Alan, before you make a decision, can I just, let me just show you a number. And he takes one of the bills that's on the table, flips it over to the blank side, scribbles something with his pen, slides it across the table. Just think about it. I'm here all weekend. I'll check out on Sunday, so you have until then. And he just stands up. He's like a whirlwind. Sunday afternoon, I check out. Give me an answer by then. But what do you have to lose? Come on, Alan. And he just immediately, he's turning and he's beginning to go. So you see Alan, he's kind of heading over towards the elevators. Alan Parker sitting there looking at this sheet of paper, looking at this pile of bills all around him, neither of them noticing you. Is there anything you want to do in this moment?
Yeah, I'm just mopping nearby, quietly watching and listening. And when Tony Craven walks by, I am going to kind of turn my face away and try to hide a little bit.
Yeah, easy enough. You don't have to roll for that. You just kind of turn. He's not really noticing. He gets to the elevator, looks for a button. But this is the staff side. There's no button on this side. You need one of those keys that will turn it. And he kind of turns back, thinking maybe he'll go back. He sees the stairs, the emergency exit, and he decides to go and turn that way. And as he kind of gets a hand on kind of the push of that door, the elevator dings on its own, opens up, and he pauses, and you see Gabe inside the elevator. You see somebody. They don't come out. They stay inside. But as Tony kind of steps back and just kind of peers, like expecting somebody to be there, he doesn't see anybody. But Cam, who does Gabe see?
So Huxley Grossman is a teenager. He's white, has dark brown hair, green eyes, and him. Huxley is the kind of student type. He's got like a blazer on for some kind of school or some other kind of a sort of academic institution that he must have belonged to at some point. He keeps wearing it. And he's got the same thing. It's got a tie that's loosened. He's got a pack of cigarettes, which can be barely seen, tucked into one of the pockets of his blazer. And he's just leaning up against the back of the elevator, shaking his head, staring right at this Tony character, trying to assess him in every possible way he can at this point.
Yeah, for sure. So you're sort of eyeing Tony. The door's staying open. Tony's kind of got one hand on this door. He's leaning back and looking at you. And Gabe, you're kind of caught in the middle of these two things, of Tony and Huxley, the elevator kid, that you're familiar with. You've been here, longer than most. You're definitely familiar with the elevator kid. And on the other side, Alan, who is rifling through these papers, making notes, doing other things there. Which direction kind of pulls your attention, Gabe?
I think I'm going to I'm actually going to go into Alan's office and kind of snoop around and see if I can see what's on the papers he's looking at.
Yeah, love it. So you head into the house, you turn away from this just as Tony kind of leaves. He sees nobody's in there, but seems easier than walking, so he heads into the elevator, presses the button, leaving him. You can see as you kind of turn back one last time, Gabe, as those doors close, you see Tony, and you see just off to the side Huxley, the kid that this guy can't even see, with a little smirk on his face.
I do a little like wave to Huxley before the doors close.
Excellent. I love it. Okay, so you're gonna do a little snooping around, trying to go. I mean, here's the thing. There's a reason that you're not noticed, that Huxley isn't noticed. And that's because you've been dead for quite a while. You haven't been living. And there are times when people can perceive you in the right circumstances and when you want to be. And there are times when they can't. And in this situation, this is a time you don't really want to, but you also want to see things. So sometimes a breeze, or sometimes a little bit of a problem with the AC or the vents. That's the kind of thing that could help shift things around in your favor. So we're going to go ahead and do a roll here. First roll of this game. And I'm very excited because on Roll and Keep, we have not used one of the most popular mods for Cortex Prime, which is the Doom Pool, which is what we're using for this. So I just have a pool of dice that I'm starting with. They are 2 6-sided dice. And as the story progresses, as you guys roll hitches, as other things happen, that pool of dice is going to grow and grow bigger and bigger. So the tension of this story will grow as I get better dice. But for right now, I just have these 2d6s to roll. So I'm going to go ahead and throw those into a pile here. And let's see. I've also got Alan Parker. You know, I'm going to go ahead and say, in this case, I don't think much of what he's got going on is going to make this difficult, but he does have a fraught hotelier trait, which is basically that he is a mess. It is so hard to find whatever you need to find because he is an absolute mess. I'm going to add that D8 in there for that trait that he has and give those a roll. So I got a total of 8. So Aliza, can you go ahead and walk us through what Gabe here has to add to his dice pool?
Okay, so just kind of snooping and trying to read what's on the desk, this messy desk. As an attribute, I think I would use mental.
Oh.
Affiliations, this is a solo task, just doing it on my own. And then for distinctions, I have introverted janitor willing to take risks, and spoiler, murdered by the mob.
Excellent.
I don't think it's super risky to do what I'm doing because I know I'm not going to be, very likely not going to be detected. I think introverted janitor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
Okay.
Sounds good.
I am kind of coming in with my mop and bucket, but I'm not really using it, so I don't need to add that. But I am kind of doing that whole, like, you know. Yeah,
like if you were to be seen, if he is perceiving you right now and you just can't tell because, you know, people don't really pay attention, you've got a plausible deniability here of, hey, I'm just doing my job.
I'm still acting like I am alive and can be seen, and I'm just kind of mopping with my ghost mop and bucket.
Ghost mop and ghost bucket. I love it. Ooh, That's a very good roll other than that hitch.
All right.
Let me tell you something about the Doom Pool that is delightful for me. You just gave me such a gift because I can go ahead and give you a plot point for that. So that's something you can spend later for yourself. But I can either give you a complication. So that's going to be something that'll work against you. Or I can say, you know, I want to increase the tension. And I could take that D10 and I can put that into my Doom Pool. That would give me quite a bit of ammunition. I think in this case, just based on how this scene is, I'm not going to do that. I think at this point, I'm going to go ahead and give you a complication. Cam, can you remind me, does that complication start at a 6? Is that correct?
No, it's the same size as the die for this.
Same size. Okay, so that's also very good, but it's not going to affect everybody. It's going to affect you. So you get a plot point, and we're going to call that complication, is a corporeal presence, because today, in this moment, because of just how Alan Parker is with his mind right now, he's on that edge of just having that sense of the things around him that he can't quite see, and he does notice you, and he gets a little cagey about the fact that you are in here and looking at this stuff. You, however, got a 16. That's a heroic success. That's extremely good. So your giveaway in chat for that, but also that steps up that effect die up to a D6, so that's good. So it's not just by the skin of your teeth. You are able to get in as you're kind of there, and you're kind of like looking over his shoulder, and you see a few things. First of all, you see that number that Tony Craven wrote, which is an astronomical number. Like, yeah, for your time period that you lived in, that would be unbelievable. But I mean, you're not dumb. You got that D10 mental, so you know that even in this time, in the modern age, that amount of money is way too much for this dump. Definitely. So that's interesting to you. You also see all these bills, all these things that are piling up. You know that, Alan Parker is completely in over his head. And the other thing that you see is a business card. Tony Craven's business card. And seeing the symbol on it, something just kind of feels familiar about it. It brings to mind the people that did what they did to you. You get a sense that Tony might have some relation to, might be a descendant of those people, or in some way connected. So that's what you see, and just as you're kind of like getting all of that and kind of maybe even just like reaching out just a little bit to move something, Alan just reaches out and grabs your wrist. Like, oh, it's fine. I know it's a mess, but I've got it. You can go.
Okay. I can come back later if you like.
No, it's fine. I just focus on the guest areas. This is fine. Thanks. And okay. He just brushes you out, and we cut over to the elevator where Tony is riding his way down. Huxley, you've got this strange guy who's in this elevator with you. Is there anything that you want to do in this moment?
How many floors are in the hotel?
It's not very tall. They're probably about 5 floors.
Okay. Yeah, enough that if you were to fall from the 5th floor...
Oh, yes. Yeah. If you were to fall from the top floor, it would not be good.
Yeah. Not speaking from any experience or anything.
No, what would Elevator Kid know about any of that?
Correct. What I'm doing is, what floor is where we're on, and where is he going or wants to go?
Yeah, you get a sense that you are on the basement floor is where the offices are, and he is going up to floor number 5 because he has the best room in the place, which isn't saying much, but it is the best room in the place.
So when he steps in, I'm assuming he doesn't see me because he hasn't reacted to anything yet, and generally people, if they see me, they do look at me.
Yeah, no, he's got that toothpick he's chewing on. He pulls out his BlackBerry, typing away at the little buttons. He doesn't have a touch screen.
And I just give him a look, and then I go over it and I just push all the buttons. 1, 2, 3, 4. I just lean back again and see what he does.
Excellent. When it stops the first time and it opens up, he's not paying attention. He just thinks this is his stop, and he walks out on the first floor. And that brings us the first floor. It opens up. You can kind of see the reception desk. You can also see the entryway into the lounge area. And the lounge area, this time of day, it's kind of late afternoon. It's not hopping. It's not hopping most days, to be honest. Not for quite some time. Not since, the heyday, the golden age when you had an incredible performer like your character, Noura. Could you describe your character as, she sees this old piano that she used to use, just covered in a tarp, completely disused for as long as you've now seen it?
Well, Scarlet, in its glory days, was the Piano Lounge's singer. And she had big hopes and dreams and thought that she would, start as a singer here and work her way up. Alas, that did not happen for her. Even in its glory days, it was never the most romantic of settings, though she would sing all the old jazz love standards. A lot of lonely people coming in there and a lot of backdoor dealings, a lot of shady business. She's used to seeing people. She has a knack for, uh, she gets along well with others, and she's been a shoulder to cry on for many people, but nobody's ever really been there for her. She's a very lonely soul. Fiery red hair, however, for some reason, now is like you turn the saturation down and it's a little violet and ashy.
Yeah, you've got that whole like the blue filter has gone over the whole
Yes.
person.
Also lots of just weird punctures that you can't tell what it is from now, but her body is punctured in many places.
Yeah, and so you're just kind of seeing this piano again. It's covered. Your friend, somebody that he's older now, but you know he was your age back in the day, you know, and now he's still the bartender here, Jamal Nasser, and he has been here probably the longest out of everybody except for Alan, and he's a great guy, and he always tries to uncover that piano for you so you can access it more easily because he senses you. He may not have been able to see you. I kind of leave that up to you, but he's at least been able to sense your presence, and he always tries to, you know, do things in your memory. So he's working. Again, it's not hopping in here. There is one guest here kind of sitting in a position where she can see the elevator doors, the entryway, and the stairs up. She's just kind of been nursing the same drink for like 2 hours, you would swear. And she's wearing these dark glasses, has this like hat on, heavy jacket that kind of covers her whole shape. She looks like she's trying not to be suspicious, but she definitely looks suspicious. And as that elevator door opens and you see Elevator Kid chuckling a little bit as this distracted, sharp dressed guy just comes out, looking down at his BlackBerry, walking just straight, you see that this gets the attention of that strange woman who just kind of perks up. And even when Jamal comes over to check on her, she just completely ignores him and is just focused on this guy as he kind of stops and he's just texting away. But with the elevator doors open, we can see Kid, we can see you now, Scarlet, and now Gabe as well, as you kind of come up through the stairs and you come in. So now all three of you can see this person who has brought some strange energy to your hotel that has kind of had you all talking amongst yourselves, amongst some of the other spirits here. And as this visitor realizes that, he got off at the wrong floor, he decides to kind of go, and he goes up the stairs, taking like 3, 4 at a time. He has that like wide gait that some guys who feel like they're really busy all the time that they do. And that woman at the table, she gets up as well and just kind of like very casually kind of follows at a much slower pace, leaving sort of the three of you and Jamal just kind of cleaning a bar, not noticing any of you three. And you come together.
As Jamal has uncovered this piano, I kind of like just with a couple of the keys so that he could hear that I appreciate that it's still there. And I just kind of make my way over to Huxley and Gabe. Hey, Kid. Hey, Gabe.
Hey, lady. Just still deciding whether I want to come out of the elevator today. I don't know. It's not one of those days. I don't feel it.
Oh, come on. You can't hang out in there all day.
You know how it is. I can bug some people some of the time, and I can not bug them all the time, but I really just want to, I don't know, just have change of pace.
Oh, I think we might be in for a change of pace today. Did you notice the young lady that was here before?
Yeah. Don't know what she was here for, but I did see her get up just a second ago.
Me too. And that gentleman that you rode the elevator with, she followed him out. And he just made a very hefty sum of money offer to buy this hotel. So something is afoot today. It's not going to be boring for us.
Old Man Parker's never going to sell this place. It's his dad's place. You know what it's like.
And then his dad's place.
I don't know, but that kind of money, I don't know anyone who could just turn that down.
Well, he's got a nice swanky room on the 5th floor. That's where he was going. I just gave him a bit of a shortcut to get there by the long way around. You know, because I miss seeing you people.
And I'm just imagining, Huxley, you're just pressing that door open button so that it stays open.
Yeah.
And none of you are completely, visible. I mean, Gabe, you are kind of there, but again, you look like you're doing some cleaning. And Bethany, the front desk clerk, she's looking at this elevator, and as you're all having this conversation, she's like, not again, oh my god. And she walks over and she started to click the button. She's like, oh my god, Mr. Parker, he's gonna hate to call the elevator people again. She just kind of hits the buttons a few more times, hoping it'll close. Gabe, has this thing ever worked? Has it ever worked?
Oh, it works. It just it seems like it has a mind of its own, doesn't it?
Yes, a mind that is just dedicated to making my life a living hell. Yeah, absolutely. I can just hear it ding all day from over there, and I'm trying to get through med school. So if we could we just remove them? It's fine. And she waits one more second, hoping it'll close.
So I'll step out of the elevator and let it close behind me. Not visible, I'm assuming.
Okay. No calling the elevator people today. Excellent, Bethany. Good. Good talk, Gabe. Yeah. She goes away. Okay. And leaving you three again. The woman who kind of went up the stairs following the gentleman at this point, kind of just coming back down the stairs, looking still kind of suspiciously trying to not be noticed. You can tell that Bethany's noticed, but she doesn't want to distract herself again. So she doesn't pay attention as the woman just moves past you all, heads for the revolving doors. Seems to have done whatever she wanted to be doing.
She wasn't gone long enough to do anything, was she?
No, just a few. You would imagine enough time to go up the stairs and come back down. You'd guess.
Yeah, well.
She a guest here? Or just visiting someone?
I'm not sure. I haven't seen her before now. Did she leave the hotel?
She's on her way out to the revolving doors. So she's walking past you, not paying any attention to any of you.
You could go peek in the book.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess it's a computer now, but
Oh no, it's still a book here.
Oh, good.
Yeah, they didn't have the money to upgrade.
Am I able to speak to Jamal? Are we just
I leave that up to you. So I definitely think that he's at least been able to feel your presence, and if you want it to be that he's been able to actually speak with you, then I'm all for that. Let's do it.
I would love to be able to ask him some questions, see if he knows anything more about this woman that came in.
Absolutely. So as you head back into the bar area, you kind of try to focus to try and, bring yourself into a more of a corporeal form. It's a lot easier around Jamal than around other people just because he's open to it. He knows that you're here. Whereas, a stranger, you have to really work hard to make them notice you. Aliza, you look amazing. But yes, you do that, and he looks up expecting a guest, but then he sees you and just kind of the customer service face goes into just an actual smile. Starr.
Hi.
Hey. How's things holding up for you?
Same old. This place isn't what it used to, and I miss audiences.
Yeah. I miss people who would drink and therefore tip.
Yeah. That lady over there, was she a good tipper?
No, she just had water, but she wanted it served in a gin glass. I guess she was trying to impress someone. I assume she was meeting somebody and it didn't work out. I don't know.
She's saying Do you get to talk to her at all?
Well, sure tried. And let's go ahead and do a roll here, Noura, of trying to get some useful information from Jamal
Yeah.
here. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to roll 2d6s. That's what I've got in my pool. I'm going to give those a roll. Wow!
Whoa.
So when somebody rolls all ones, we call that a botch. And so that means that you're for sure going to succeed, but let's see how much you succeed.
Okay.
I have a total of 0. As long as you don't botch, you're going to succeed at this. So walk us through, how this conversation, you kind of want it to go, what kind of information you're looking for, and the dice that you're going to use to do that.
You know, it's not a stretch to say that, a lounge singer and the bartender always share some hot goss. So that's a pretty established relationship, and it's been like that with every bartender I've had relationships with, friendships with. So I'm just trying to catch up, and you always talk about the people who come in and out, and I just want to see if there's anything unusual, anything, especially if there was any sort of romantic situations going on. Did she follow this other guy upstairs for that sort of thing, or is this like a business, or what's tell me everything.
Yeah, totally. So go ahead and build us that pool.
So it would be social, and then solo, yeah. And the signature asset for a bartender.
Yeah, absolutely. So you got that, and you'll also have one of your distinctions.
So knack for reading people. So is this more of a charismatic lounge singer is more of like a performance thing. So I'd be knack for reading people.
I think also charismatic lounge singer, that's your relationship with this bartender too.
Yeah.
You're not trying to read him. You're just trying to, get him to open up.
Especially since I'm not trying to ask about him, trying to find out about other people. So I'm going to use charismatic lounge singer.
Nice.
Then.
Pretty nice. So they don't roll all ones and you'll be good. Beautiful.
All right.
Incredible. That's a triple heroic success. 15 to 0. So 3 step ups. That's a D10 to a D12 to a D12 and a D6 to a D12 and a D8. So absolutely ridiculously outstanding. And the information that you get is that she was not forthright about anything, but he's also really good at reading people and observing things. You would observe people, you would trade theories about people, and you two were always right. You were always spot on about people, and he's pretty sure that she's some kind of cop or detective. She's trying to prove something, because just all those layers, just the way that she kind of carried herself, her hair, and he was pretty sure at one point when she was getting up and kind of just moved, and her jacket and her shirt kind of rode up a bit, he saw a badge. He's pretty sure she's packing, and she followed that guy who he also recognizes. That's Tony Craven, who has some sort of real estate landscaping company. Didn't know why he'd be interested in this place, and in fact, it kind of makes your friend Jamal here a little bit uncomfortable, because he's been trying to save money to buy this place, to turn it into something better. That's always kind of been his dream, but it's not going to look good if some big money out of towner guy comes in and sweeps it up from under his feet. And I'm going to go ahead and give you as well, because that was so good. So you got that D12. That was all that success. You got so much information, but that extra D8 that you have on that success, we're going to make that into a temporary asset for you, which is, some kind of that little bit of extra information or something that you can use to help yourself. And I'll let you call that sort of whatever you'd like. So it can be a piece of information. It could be something about a relationship, anything you'd like to sort of make that. You got an asset out of this that you can use in a later.
Wonderful. Love that. Okay. Listen, Jamal, there is no way I'm ever going to let anybody try to take this place from you. So I'll do whatever I can. I got to figure out what this situation is.
Yeah, I mean, if there's anything else I can do to help, let me know. I'd love to make this place back into something, have an audience again, music again,
Nothing but high
auto
tippers
DJ
all
stuff.
night.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, if you find anything, let me know.
I'll keep an eye out.
And as that's happening, Huxley, Gabe is again cleaning things, just continuing to do his work as he's done throughout his entire death, which has left you're not in the lounge. Technically not even old enough to be in the lounge, but depends on who sees you. But what would you like to do at this moment? You kind of have a few people that are interesting, maybe, or you have, Bethany, the bookkeeper over there that you love to annoy.
Yeah, she's so easy to poke at. It's
very easy to annoy.
It doesn't make a lot of after doing it for day upon day, week upon week, month upon month, it starts to become like it's a habit. It's just a habit. Can't help it. No, but the thing I think that Huxley is a little bit intrigued by right now is this talk about buying the place and who this person might be, and I didn't see more of him than just the trip up the elevator one floor. But Huxley's a pretty smart guy, smart kid. He was, as we know, a child prodigy and a genius. He just had no real interest in pursuing it to anything more than what it ended up being, which was endless spelling bees and conferences and so forth. So he does have that sort of curiosity, I guess, is one way of putting it. So I think he wants to go and see a bit more about what this guy's up to. But before he does, I think he's going to walk over to where the lounge is and stop at the threshold of the lounge area, which is kind of one of his weird self-imposed things. He's not old enough to be in there, so he stops there. He's going to wave at Scarlet, like in that kind of like teenager doesn't really know how to interact properly with people, kind of an awkward social way.
Well, I ain't gonna card you, kid.
Yeah, I know, but you've heard about that thing. You have to ask permission to come in, all that kind of stuff. Could you just come over here for a second, Scarlet? I have a thought.
Yeah. All right. Just give me a second, Jamal. I'll catch up with you later.
Or you know where I am.
So I think we need to know a bit more what's going on, and I think there's a problem right now, and that is that Gabe's got his view on today, and everyone can see him. So maybe I should go up and check out this guy's room. What do you think?
Yeah, that's a great idea. Speaking of which, there was a lady down here that, the lady that we saw.
Yeah.
Turns out, well, I don't know this for certain, but I got a good hunch, and Jamal's got a great hunch, that she might be some sort of law enforcement type. At least she looked like he kind of thought she had a badge on her. Yeah, maybe like an investigator, something. She got a badge. She definitely had a gun. She definitely followed him up to his room, or tried to.
Yeah, maybe she wanted to see where his room was. Well, I better go up and find out what's going on before he gets, I don't know, collared by the feds or something.
Well, why would a big real estate guy that comes wanting to buy this hotel, why would she come over and be suspicious about him?
Scarlet, I know that you've been around for a while in this kind of way, but look, let me tell you, I've read enough encyclopedias and court cases and things in my time to know that the property management people are always sketchy, and the whole thing is just a complete, it's a racket.
That's true. It's never, things aren't always that, it's almost like the more glamorous something seems, the more shady it is on the inside. So maybe we can try to get some more info on this Tony fella.
Well, I don't know. You're kind of glamorous, but you're not very shady, apart from the fact that no one can see you.
That's true. You always get me with those little zingers.
That was also shady.
Yes. Touche, kid. Touche.
Is going to go and kind of try to find this room and do a little bit of investigating. Anybody going with Huxley?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go.
Oh yeah, all right.
I'm curious.
Yeah, I'll go, and I'll still do since I'm visible today, I'll still do my kind of like whistling and mopping routine.
Yeah,
It
totally.
can be the lookout.
Gabe, you have kind of that inside info where you can kind of get asked which rooms have people in them, because those are the ones, you don't clean them at certain times.
Sure.
So you easily enough, you're able to narrow down there's only one room occupied on the 5th floor. So it seems like that's the one. You all make your way up separately or together, that's up to you. Once you kind of get yourself situated up there, you two ghostly folks, how would you like to, you know which room you're looking at. You could kind of hear kind of muffled voice on the other side, sounds like somebody's talking on a phone. What would you like to do?
I don't think we can walk through walls, right?
Can you? I haven't set a rule. So
I mean, that's the weird part about this, is that
we're making a fiction here.
Yeah, but Huxley's kind of like he has weird things he can't.
It's like
do
a sensory thing, like
Yeah.
going through a wall feels bad. It's like a tag.
Well, no, but like he
at the back
can't
of your
use the
shirt.
stairs. He has to be right up in the elevator.
Yeah.
And he doesn't he doesn't feel he can go into the lounge. And these are all dumb rules that probably don't really apply to anybody else, but do work for him. But when it comes to doors and things, I think he's really good at operating stuff. Like he can open things.
Okay.
But he can't.
So you want
just
to pick
go
this
in.
lock?
Yeah, I think he can just sort of go. No. So I'm going to try and do that and open the door just a bit, so it kind of springs open, like it would do if someone had done the thing.
Yeah.
But then he's going to turn to Noura, to Scarlett, and sort of kind of like, I need you to do the rest of this and open it.
Okay. So let's go ahead and Cam, let's do a roll for you and see, how this goes as you work to jimmy the door open. And we got our lookout here, Gabe, just doing the cleaning. I got another hitch. Look at that. Another hitch for me, but I got a 5, so that's better than 0. I will take it. Cam, build us a dice pool.
This is physical, even though it's a mental thing he's thinking about. I think it's a physical thing to do. So I'll put that in there. He is with all 3 of us, I guess. So it's a group.
Oh, yeah.
In terms of affiliation, we're all together, so I think it's that. So group affiliation. This is all part of his obnoxious genius thing. So we'll add in there too. And this is not elevator keys, so I'm not using those. This is just his general, facility with things that open and close.
Totally.
So I'll roll the dice and see how I do.
Give me a hitch, Cam. I need a hitch. Oh, how dare you?
No hitches.
No hitches, but no heroic success this time.
No, it's not that spectacular.
But it is a success, so you manage to get it, and the door pops open, and you hear the voice stop as this guy comes in. He opens the door, and he looks kind of down the hall one way, looks down the hall the other way, and sees the cleaner like down the way, and it's just like, "Hey, did you mean no cleaning today? It's fine."
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And as he turns back in, easily enough, you two have been able to slip inside.
Yay.
He opened the door, nice and wide. He closes the door. He goes back. He's like, "So sorry about that." And he's going back to kind of chatting away on the phone. Scarlett, what are you doing?
I'm looking around to see if he's left like a briefcase or any work papers lying around.
Totally. Let's do it. So you're trying to find something useful lying around that you can just take a look at or take. I'm going to go ahead and some kind of clue. So I'll go ahead and roll some dice. I got an 8 is what you have to beat. So that's a much better roll for me. Considering I only got the 2 d6s to roll with. Let's see what you got.
So let's see. This would be since I'm looking. This is a physical. Since I'm looking for something.
You could do physical. You could do mental as well. Either one of those, I think, would work.
Okay. And then me and Huxley are together, so that'd be a duo. Or am I looking for this
correct.
alone? So
This is a duo.
Okay. And
with that nice D10, delicious.
Yes, I don't know if any of my what my distinctions any of those would work.
You've got that good at reading people. I think that'd be good here, trying to like figure out where somebody like this might put things, how they might, notate stuff. That could work pretty well. You can also hinder something. You could say, well, charismatic lounge singer, it's not really conducive to sneaking around unseen. You can go kind of either direction.
Okay. I'm going to try to use knack for reading people to see if I can infer what any of this stuff means in this situation.
Love it. All right. Love that one. You did succeed, but let me go ahead. I'm going to give you a plot point. So that's in that top left of your sheet. You'll go to plot points and you can add another one. So you have 2 of them. And yeah, that's a 9. That's a success. I'm going to take that D8 and I'm going to put it into my Doom pool. So now I have 3 dice in my Doom pool. Very excited about that. But that is a success. It's just barely a success. It's a D4 effect dice. So you just kind of by the skin of your teeth as you're kind of looking around and he's pacing. You're not really like, everything seems very above board. He doesn't seem to have brought many personal effects. Looking around and nothing's really giving you really much of anything. But it's Huxley. It's working together. You got that duo die who notices a folder just kind of sticking out of the front of the suitcase, and it has a little like old sticker kind of attached to it. Sorry, not a folder, rather a tablet. Has like this old sticker attached to it that is like Genius Kids Convention 1991 on it, and that kind of catches your attention a bit. And Huxley calls you over and you notice it in a tablet. Like, that's not something you can just rifle through and see in this moment. You would have to take it if you wanted it. As you think about it, and he's just kind of turning, still talking on the phone.
When you say tablet, do you mean like iPad, or do you mean like
exactly, like the digital tablet? Thank you. Yes.
And the sticker on it is that a sticker like from the actual conference?
It looks like that's the year that you were here for that same conference, that convention, the same year that you separated yourself from everybody else, that you went to the elevator, that you never left the elevator.
So I'm just like, but I think Scarlet is what we're sort of implying from the Doom pool getting worse is that something. This is a moment that says something else is going on, right? The tension just got a bit worse.
Yeah, basically, it's that moment of, if you want any information here, there's this physical item, but he's gonna notice that it's missing, and that's gonna cause a whole thing on its own. This is not something that's easy to get information from.
What if we just borrowed it for a little bit?
I can cause a distraction, and as long as you can get out the door, I bet we could get it away in Gabe's custodian stuff.
Okay.
Here, watch this. I'm really good at this too. I'll step around the bed to where the phone is.
Okay.
And start pushing those like call buttons to say call the room.
Excellent.
Like, the whole help, I need some help. My room is a thing, and so hopefully it'll distract him long enough.
I like it.
For that, or is that creating distraction?
Let's go ahead and say that you're helping Scarlet here.
Okay.
So you can give an attribute die to Scarlet. So I'm going to go ahead and roll difficulty for you, Noura. I get now 3 dice in here. 13.
Oh, no.
It's getting harder. It's getting harder, y'all.
Woo!
So which die are you going to give to Noura? What attribute are you using to do this?
Oh, that's physical, so it's a D8.
All right. So you're going to get a bonus D8 to whatever you build for your pool here, Scarlet, as you try to take this tablet without being noticed.
So let's see, that's a physical duo. I'm going to use my charismatic lounge singer to kind of be real smooth about this.
Yeah, I like
it. Just let me see, saunter away to with this tablet, and I get a D8.
Yeah, D8 bonus. That'll be that top right, that little like plus die button. Then you can drag and drop an 8.
I have to drag it. That's what I was
You
not
got it.
doing. Okay, there we go.
It is the thing, because everything else is a click, and that one's a drag. Woo, madam.
Woo.
With
Wow.
an 18, a 10 out of 10, an
Wow.
8 on an 8. That is very tasty. That is a
That's
heroic
also-
success tasty.
Gosh.
That is
My goodness, you all just wrecking my day. Oh my goodness. Okay, so that is very good. That is going to be also stepping up that D8 to a D10. And so you get this. And this distraction, he's like, what? He just goes and he's like picking up the phone and he's just kind of like hanging up, like trying to get it to stop making noise. Somebody's calling up. He's like, I don't know. And he's trying to he's like, I'm so sorry. And as you kind of make your way out with that tablet, you kind of get back to the door, kind of like, hoping that maybe it'll open and you can just slip out without having to open it yourselves. You're kind of standing there waiting for the right moment, and you catch some of the conversation. This is the heroic success add-in of, he's talking to somebody. He's like, yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure Park's gonna go for it. I mean, it's way more money than this place could ever be worth. And if it goes well, then we don't have to worry about any of this getting out. We can cover it all. They tear this place down, fill in with concrete, all of that. You won't have to worry about anything, Dad, okay? Don't worry. I got you. Go enjoy golf. It's your retirement. Have fun, okay? Yeah. And he hangs up. Just as he does, Gabe, outside of the room, you are alone. You are kind of doing your cleaning, keeping a lookout, and elevator dings. And out steps a woman, a very form-fitting looking attire. Oh, sorry, actually, rewind. I changed my mind a minute ago and I forgot. Wearing a uniform, for the hotel. But you don't recognize her at all. And everybody who works here, because there's very few people who work here these days.
Mhm.
And you kind of take her in, and despite no longer having a heavy coat on and a big scarf and dark glasses, you're pretty sure that this is the same woman who was down in the lounge that followed this guy up. And she's kind of coming, kind of looking like staff. She passes you and just kind of gives you a smile. What would you like to do?
I say, oh, hello. I didn't catch your name. You new here?
Yes, actually, I usually work the night shift, so we probably haven't met. Hi, sorry, I'm just nervous. What did you ask again?
Your name?
Yes, Jane.
Jane. Is this your oh yeah, you said you worked the night shift.
Yes, well, and I usually also I work down at the bar during the night shift, but today they were short on other staff, so it's not my usual position.
Mm-hmm.
What a great liar she is. She's
Fantastic.
mm-hmm.
I apparently, you can tell that I don't usually do this because I think I forgot the MasterCard downstairs. I was supposed to bring something to room 503. Do you have a MasterCard on you? I could just grab and run in there really quick and come back.
Do I have that? Is that something I would have?
I leave that up to you to decide. Let's say yes. Let's say yes that you would have something like that, because you have to get into all the rooms, and we've now established that you guys don't walk through walls. So.
Right. Okay, so I'll say, yeah, I can. Here, let me walk you over there, and I'll let you in.
Oh, you don't have to. I don't want to take you away from your work. I could just, and we're gonna do a little contest here, I think.
Mhm.
Can
Yeah,
we
'cause
do
Gabe
contests
is
with
not
Doom pools?
gonna-
I'm not used to Doom pool.
Yeah, you can roll a contest with the Dune Pool.
Gabe is not just going to hand this person his MasterCard to go into
Excellent.
it. Even as a
No,
ghost, like
that's
he knows-
great.
No.
So yeah, you can go ahead and roll first. We're in a contest. This is going to be a back and forth, and this person wants you to trust them and give them that key and you don't want to do that. You want to just leave them over and kind of figure out what their whole deal is. So you can go ahead and roll first.
Okay.
Set a difficulty.
Would this be more mental or social?
I leave that up to you. How do you think you're approaching it?
Well, I know some things that this person doesn't know that I know.
Yeah.
So I am trying to find out more information, and also I might be on her side actually.
Yeah.
Like, so I think I'm trying to outwit her. So I'll say mental.
I like it. Yeah.
And then once again, solo. And I would say willing to take risks because I'm getting into business that might be risky here.
Yeah, I like it.
Lady might be dangerous, or that other person might be dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, that's pretty good. Out of 3 dice. Got the 9, got the D10. I mean, I don't know. I don't have necessarily the best dice here. I got let's see. I've got for her, she's got this police constable. She's undercover. And that is, I think that she gets to roll because her other die isn't really helping her in this moment. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna roll these. And I rolled well. Look at me with a 10. So what happens in a contest, for those of you new to Cortex, is now Aliza can choose to keep it going and roll again. If Aliza loses, it might not be great. But if Aliza beats the difficulty, then it goes back to this other character. Or Aliza can choose to give this character what they want, but Aliza will get a plot point and kind of define the terms of the failure a little bit.
I definitely want to keep going.
I love it when we keep going. Let's see. And roll
Double
me
or
a hit,
nothing.
please. I want more dice in my Doom pool.
I'll do my best. All right, I'm gonna roll it the same. So
Get those nice dice.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay. It would be very hard for me to roll higher than that. I'd have to roll very, very well with my 2 d8s. So I think she's going to give in. So she gives in. Cam, with a Doom pool, you said a d6 is kind of equivalent to a pop. Does giving in give me a die in the Doom pool?
Let's say yes. I
Cool.
don't
So I
run
go
a whole lot of
D6.
contests with it, but it'll be a D6.
I like to push the rules to the limit.
Yeah.
See what they do. Cool. So I now have another d6 in that Doom pool, which I'm very happy about. And she'll give in. She'll be like, yeah, okay, yeah. I'm sorry. You obviously have seniority. Not that you seem old. I'm so sorry. I feel like I've just put my foot in my mouth this whole time. Let's start over. I'm Jane, and I didn't catch your name.
I'm Gabe.
Gabe.
Mhm. Yeah,
Just kind of this look crosses her face a little bit, like she's thinking about something. She's Gabe. It's a great name. Lead the way. And you head on over there to that door. Do you just open it? Do you knock? Do you do anything at all?
Well, while we're walking over there, I'm just gonna say, I'm not sure you young people really appreciate the history of this type of building, but there's a lot of interesting things that have happened here.
I believe that. I think any old place like this must have a lot going on, a lot of things that are buried deep, hidden. Definitely a lot of history. Have you ever seen anything interesting here? Strange?
I've seen a lot.
Yeah, I love a good story. I'm a bit of a horror movie buff, so old places like this, I kind of go for something spooky, something scary, something really terrible. I'm a true crime junkie too, so
Well, I'll just say that this building has a lot for you to discover about it.
Yeah, like what?
I'm gonna now like softly knock on the door and then just open it immediately. Not wait.
Yeah. So in this same moment, so she's
Hello.
kind of trying to get something out of you. This is that moment where you two have just gotten the tablet. He's like going and messing with the phone, and you're hoping that door's gonna open because then he starts to turn. He's just like, I get stupid old hotel, and he like turns, kind of like goes towards his bag, but then the door opens, and he's kind of distracted for long enough that because of that success, the heroic success that Scarlet rolled earlier, you're able to kind of slip out before he notices this floating iPad.
That I'm like against the wall, so he does. So it's not like super, like just floating around in the hallway.
Yeah, it opens a little bit, but at that same moment, because of that extra D6 we added to my Doom pool from that contest, she sees an iPad go across her vision. And she just blanches for a moment. And the guy's like, I thought I told you I didn't need anything clean today. And can you tell them that the phone is messed up? It just keeps on ringing and I'm gonna rip it out of the wall if it doesn't get fixed. So just
I will get that checked on, sir. And I apologize for disturbing you. I know you didn't want cleaning, but our employee here actually had something urgent to do in your room.
Yes, I was sent to fix the phone. Is it all right if I come in? He's just fine, and he steps aside. He moves in and he starts to kind of like move his bag and everything, just trying to like keep anything that's his out of view. And she goes in and she just kind of looks. Thanks, Gabe.
I'm not gonna leave. I'm gonna talk to this guy and say, so are you enjoying your stay here at the hotel?
I mean, it's not the Ritz, but it'll do. Hey, I mean, you tell me, what's it like working here? You know, I'm thinking that the hotel business, it might be the thing to get into, right? I mean, this place is notwithstanding, but I mean, you tidy up the neighborhood, you make it nice. Why not?
Yeah, I think that is a good investment.
Yeah.
Well, it's actually quite nice working here. There are nice people who work here, like this young lady and some other friends of mine. And, I've worked here for a long time. And there's a lot of really great people who walk. I'm just literally just blabbing.
Yeah. I'm just imagining outside the door, like on either side of the door, or like Huxley and Scarlet just like plastered up against the wall outside.
If you need me to roll for this, let me know. But I'd like to distract him from both the lady and what they're doing and give them a chance to get out with the pad.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do a roll for that. Just keeping this guy interested when, you're an old guy, a cleaner, and he's just like not actually very interested. Okay. Let's go ahead. I got okay. And I didn't really hitch, and you do have 2 plot points, so you can, use that to step up an asset that you have. Which I think is just the mop and bucket though. So it's up to you if you want to step that up for the scene or just keep your plot points.
Can I step up any attributes or affiliations?
No, just assets.
Okay.
You can step down that corporeal thing if you don't.
That's true. You could step down your complication from a D10 to a D8.
Okay, I probably don't want to do that right now, but I will.
Fading this slowly away.
Yeah. Man,
conversation.
Did you get that checked out?
If anyone can assist me, I have pretty low social and group, and I feel like I'm gonna have to roll with both of those. So if anyone has like a medium or high social or group that they could assist me with.
So people can give you an attribute to assist.
Or
in
attribute.
this case, I mean, somebody could certainly try. That you're trying to kind of keep this guy interested though. So it'd be interesting to see if either of you have an idea of how you would contribute to keeping this guy interested in what Gabe is saying.
Maybe
I can't think of anything that Huxley could do at this point that would be useful to Gabe.
Lisa, what do you got?
Idea. Maybe if I just start telling about like the singer, or there was once, or actually, Well, I don't know this information that he has that sticker. But yeah, I think I would either tell their stories like, oh, there's some, by the way, she was asking about some interesting people. And I'm going to tell you there was this wonderful lounge singer. She was just so talented. And she was the best of the best. And she sang like, so maybe just telling their stories gives me something to talk about.
I like it. I dig it. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, I would let you get help from one of them. I think they would be lending you their social die as well, because it's kind of about their reputation as people. It's kind of that thing.
Okay.
So one of you can give a die as he uses your stories.
Okay, so if that would be my group or would it be group or duo?
Social.
So for social, okay, that would be a 10.
All right, so you can add an
great.
extra 10.
Thank you. I needed it.
Yeah, mine's a D6. You don't want my help.
And I'll say that for the sake of the audience, I'll say my logic here is because these stories will feel familiar to him, which will definitely pique his interest.
Oh, good. Okay, even better.
And it's like off in the distance somewhere, an echoey, you could hear like an old love jazz song.
Yeah.
Off in the distant play. You can't tell what room it's coming from as she's saying this.
So like undercover cop is like just like pressing random buttons on the phone.
Mm-hmm. So I'm rolling that D10 from the same. What's your character's name? Sorry. Scarlet from Scarlet Social. Thank you for that. I'm rolling group and I'm rolling willing to take risks.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that is not going to do it. That is a failure in this case. So you don't keep his attention, which is unfortunate because as you know, you're telling about this, and it is just kind of he just gets a little bit of a weird feeling from that. And as you kind of go on, he stops paying attention. He's like looking over and he sees the cop who's like pressing buttons on the phone, but like with another hand, just kind of like opening a drawer and being like, okay, like very like covering it. And if he was distracted, wouldn't have noticed. But instead, she's like opening a drawer and he's like, excuse me. And he like walks over, pulls the phone out of her hand, kind of gets in between. He's, yeah, I'm good. You can go. I'll just unplug it. It's fine. Just out. And pushes you
isn't fixed.
Could I try something?
What would you like to try?
Could I, as like once I see that it's not working, can I just like run over to the tub and turn on the water?
Are you bringing the tablet with you?
That's right. You've got a tablet.
I do have a tablet.
You got a floating tablet.
I do have a floating tablet. Yes.
If you were to get out of here quickly with that, I can do the distraction because that's my shtick.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, you can look over at Hux and be like, make a distraction.
Yeah. Yes. And then as I tap dance my way out of there, and yeah.
Yeah, I like it. Let's do a roll. And Huxley, you can give an attribute die because you are, or rather, sorry, Huxley, you're gonna make the distraction. So Noura, you can give your mental die to Huxley because you gave this idea.
Okay, that's a D6. It's not great, but
and I'm gonna roll. I got 3 D6s and a D8. Giving those a roll. Boop a doop. All right, a 9. Respectable.
Oh, I'm good. Thank you.
Oh, we'll see. You are the king of hitches usually, so we will see, Mr. Confident.
Yeah, but I didn't roll the double hitch botch earlier. That was the.
Ooh.
This is physical. I'm still acting in the physical space. I'm going to go to the adjoining bathroom, which I guess is always open, right? And I'm going to say that in the recent years, one of the things that was sort of installed here to try out in these upstory, like glitzy parts of the thing, to try and increase people to come in and book these top floor rooms, was like touchpad dispenser things to try and get cool stuff out. I'll knock the water on for sure, but I love all these button things. So I'm gonna start pushing things and hoping like soap and foam and things come out.
Nice.
I love it.
So physical, still a group. Yep. I am so obnoxious. That's gonna be my other one.
Incredibly obnoxious.
I'll roll. Hopefully I beat a 9.
Oh, just.
I got that hit for you. There you go.
You do, and I'm taking it. And you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take that D8, and I'm gonna say, hey, I got this other D8, and I'm gonna step it up to a 10 instead of adding a new die.
Ooh.
So I got 3d6 and 1d10, my good sir.
Not
As
too
you
fancy.
go, I'm very fancy. And you start and create this this distraction that is absolutely effective. You got that D8 effect die, very effective. And he's like pushing these people out, and then that because he's like, what? And he turns to go and deal with this, kind of giving a moment for, Scarlet, you easily can get down the hall in that time. Gabe, whatever you'd like to do with this moment that Huxley has given you.
I'd like to make sure that the tablet is secured. So, and also the cop, I know she saw it earlier, but if maybe I like hold out my hand discreetly to Scarlet to hand me the tablet, and I can hide it like in the back of my pants or something like that, in the small of my back.
And then also just like she uses that moment to also just get that drawer open, and she pulls something, and it's like the top of a pad of paper, and then she just kind of like puts it in her jacket and kind of eases out the room. However, as he goes into this bathroom, and we added that extra die, we increased this tension because sometimes when you spend a lot of time interacting with objects, it makes you more likely to become visible, especially when somebody gets to this heightened state of emotions like this guy is. He's getting frustrated. So he gets into the bathroom, he goes and he starts kind of turning these faucets. You're pressing these buttons because it's fun. You're just like hitting a little rhythm. And then he turns around and he makes eye contact with you, Huxley. What do you do?
I wonder if he sees me in the mirror.
Ooh, yeah, I like it. Rewind. He sees you in the mirror. He looks, and then he sees in the mirror as you're just kind of tapping at these, and you look up and you meet eyes in the mirror.
Because that has an element of like, what the hell, that I really like too. I'm like, bye. I'll run out so that I'm out of the.
And he's going to chase after you.
Okay.
This
kind of gutsy.
Yeah, chasing after a ghost.
He doesn't know. He's like, right now, he's just like, I saw this kid, and then just like all of a sudden it moved, and he thinks he's chasing a full-on kid. Let's go ahead and do a roll here, and this is going to be a high-stakes test.
Uh-oh.
That if you lose this test, something truly terrible is going to happen to Huxley.
That's not
so
good.
I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and roll for you. 3d6s and a d10. I'm going to give them a roll. Ooh.
Crap.
14.
Oh no. That was
It's the best I've rolled all night, baby.
okay. I'm booking it. That's physical. Is everyone in the room still? Have they all left? Am I solo?
They're in the process of leaving the room. But I think that if somebody has an idea of how they would help you out, I would give them the opportunity to.
I'm just saying it's actually better for me if it's myself, because my solo is better than my other things.
Gotcha.
But
so then we can say that they've all left the room in the distraction that you caused. And so you are trying to get out of the room. They're in the hallway. So right now you are alone in this room with this guy.
Right. And that's what I'm afraid of too. But it's simultaneously great. I get to use my best die, but also there is no one around to help me now. I've done a bad thing. I've caught on myself.
Just you.
So I'll do the D10.
I like it.
This is a teenage wastelander thing, I think. I'm young and, well, not really anymore, but I've also got that whole get out of trouble, running away kind of thing. I think is a sort of essential part of that. So I'll roll that too for D8. Once again, my elevator keys are no help to me here. So I'll roll. I got to beat 14.
Well, let me add something here. Let me add something to the fiction. Let's say, so in this moment, as he's turning this faucet up and another faucet and the sink faucet, it takes quite a bit of time between that. Everybody else is gone, and they take the stairs. They're getting out of there. So it's Gabe, Scarlet, you are still ghostly, but you're all kind of getting out. And Cam, let's say that Huxley is able to get out of the room and gets to the elevator.
Okay.
And that's that moment where you are kind of just inside of it, trying to get it to come, maybe. You're like hitting that button, and he's coming behind you. Because I would love for you to be able to use your elevator keys.
Cool. So I ran out of the room, he followed me, and we're in the hallway, and I'm running towards the elevator. Cool. I can make the elevator open, because that's just what I'm good at, and I've got the keys to it and everything else, so I'll throw them too. I really hate to think about what will happen if I don't.
I'm really excited for it though, because it's really fun.
All right, let's roll. Okay. Oh my goodness me. Hey, here's what I can do. So I can spend a plot point and move that effect die over, right?
You sure can.
That's my only option that I can think of.
Yep, you slide that over. You got a 19. That's a heroic success, even.
Which, yeah.
Yeah. So you spend that plot points. You're down to 0 plot points. Do you have a hitch? I would like to. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to buy that. So you go back to 1 plot point.
Yep.
I'm going to take that D8 from my dice pool. Because what it is, you manage in just the nick of time with that little D4 or D6 effect die that you have. It opens. You step inside. Now it's about getting it to close as quickly as possible as he comes tearing down the hall. And you still weren't completely visible outside of the reflections. He was kind of seeing it in the wall sconces on the sides, in the picture frames. And then he gets there and he sees you in this elevator.
Mm-hmm.
And for a moment, you don't see this man. You see something that you forgot about entirely. You see this other kid that was there at that gifted conference who had followed you over to the elevators and who had turned the key that had been left in it and had set you on a course towards your death inside of the elevator shaft.
Oh crap, he was one of the kids from the conference.
He sure was, and he stops there and you see him that way, and he for a moment can see you just before the doors close.
Yeah.
And he was also a teenager. They were both teenagers. Sorry, this is in reference to the chat. We were both teenagers. We're both teens. And yes, maybe just being a prankster, but hey, it ended with Huxley dying and being trapped in that elevator. And the elevator was closed. You're safe.
Mm-hmm.
But you know he saw you, and you know who he is as well. And you make a connection now between the information that Gabe shared and that Scarlett got from the bartender and that you've just experienced now. And you're like, yeah, this kid, he's the son of that mob boss that Gabe and Scarlett told me about that were involved in their deaths. And you're starting to put all the clues together. And so we cut to a little bit later. It's evening. This guy has left this hotel. He's shaken up. He's gotten out. None of you can reach him from out there. And you are gathered in the lounge, all of you, with the cop. I don't know how many of you are visible. Gabe, you are still visible. I will let the rest of you decide, but the cop is there. And thank you. Gabe, I have a confession to make. I am, and I mean, I think you already know because you just have, it feels like your eyes are staring into my soul, but I don't work here.
Mm-hmm.
And
You're
really, I shouldn't be here at all. I've specifically been told not to be here, but nobody else will take it seriously, or maybe they're just paid not to take it seriously. I don't know, but I know who this guy is, right? I don't know how much you know about the Craven family, but I'm really worried that we're sort of letting him do something with this place that's going to cause a lot of problems with something that is going on at the station. And I don't want to see all the work that my dad's been putting into this case just wrecked. You mentioned things you've experienced before here. Would you be willing to talk to me about it?
Yes, I just do you mind just telling me what are the things, just so I know that we're on the same page. Well,
As they're having this very quiet but like serious moment, because I am not visible to this person and then can't hear me. This thing goes all the way to the top. Tell him about tell him about the phone call. There's a cover up. It's a conspiracy. Tell him to check the tablet. They gotta check the tablet. And I'm like very much animated, and there's no like it's like silence
love
on
it.
that.
Yeah, it's just like this very quiet scene, and then you're yelling, and Huxley is just arriving, like out of breath, little wigged out.
I also like the fact that I can run to the fresh out of the lounge thing and start yelling in there. Oh my God, he's the guy who pushed me. It's the guy. That's the kid. Back in 91, I'm yelling through the thing.
Told you, all the way to the top.
Meanwhile, Gabe's just nodding very sagely.
yeah, so the cop is gonna see me like lean back and start nodding as I'm listening to them.
It's frantic.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think that it was a lot of it was more about, you know, money and some business stuff, but I think that they went to protecting all of that to a really dangerous level. I think they might have killed someone.
And I'm like pointing over at Huxley.
Right. And I'm pointing over to Gabe, who was also
Yeah.
terribly shocked. And then it like, no duh.
Yeah, just point like the Mexican standoff of pointing.
Yeah.
The Spider-Man meme, the GIF.
So Gabe is gonna lean back forward and say, do I call you officer or detective or
I'm a traffic cop, so officer would
Officer.
Yeah.
What?
Traffic cop.
Okay, it's all right.
We're
That's
all
the first time I acknowledge them like visibly.
Yeah. I'm just spinning around at the doorway. What?
I would say we're all gonna die, but we're already dead.
Now, Miss Officer, do you believe in spirits, ghosts?
I a little, I guess. Sometimes I think I see things that I think that's not possible, and I just worry that maybe, you know, I'm too stressed or tired. But I did see an iPad floating down the hallway earlier.
Yeah,
I did
and
that.
I reach
I-
out from my pants and I pull it from my back. This tablet.
That's his.
It is. Do you know how I got it?
No, but I'm very scared of that. I do know.
Well, to start, let's just say that we have some friends who have some information that will help your father's case. But if you don't believe in spirits and ghosts, then that's okay. But you're not going to fully know where this information came from.
So you're saying that you can talk to ghosts?
Yes. Yes, I can talk to ghosts.
Right. If I can just take that tablet, I think, and she's getting up. She seems very like weirded out by this conversation now.
Okay, hear me out. Hear me out.
Let's do a roll.
Okay, yeah.
Let's see if you can get her to stay and hear you out. I have so many dice now. I've got 3d6, a d8, and a d10. Tasty.
Ooh.
And I rolled a
Oh
12.
my goodness. Things get
This is
worse and
real.
worse.
Yeah.
They get worse and worse.
Okay. Goodness, it's all social and I'm so bad at social.
I can help you.
Please do.
As you are, can I just start play? Are we in the lounge? Are we back in the
Yeah,
lounge?
you are
Yeah.
in the lounge.
Mhm.
Can I just
The
start?
piano's still uncovered from earlier.
I just start playing very calm. I
Yeah,
just want to
I love
calm
it.
everybody down.
Yeah, it's one of those
Playing a
things where it's like that
very-
could be like a player piano or like some kind of weird trick. I've seen that, but also like, oh no, this is going to help this along. So yeah, absolutely. That's a
Yeah.
D10 social.
Thank you very
Add that
much.
D10.
Wow, that's awesome.
Much
It's
needed.
delicious.
And then yeah, we're it's either group or duo here. I would say group. Yeah, because
Mhm.
we're all here. We're all kind of focusing our attentions here. And then I'm gonna use Murdered by the Mob
Mm.
Yeah.
because she doesn't know the truth yet, but I'm hopefully about to get the chance to tell her the truth, and also yeah, that's it. Yeah. Okay. Whoa, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
okay.
that's pretty nice. Okay.
14?
Yeah, and you even didn't have I mean, I had a 12. You even didn't have an attribute in there, but we're not going to make you
Oops.
reroll because you rolled so delightfully. I think you can just keep that.
No, I did have
15.
right? I
You had
used,
you had your affinity, but you had a help. So that was a bonus. But anyways, you
Yeah.
rolled very well. I'm going to let you keep that
I didn't
fantastic roll. So yeah, definitely. As this music starts playing, at first she's like, no. It's like the house music turned on, and then she like kind of glances over your shoulder at the piano where like the keys are just kind of going down, and then she turns back to you and you're kind of explaining things and getting her attention here, and she begins to put some stuff together. She remembers that sense she had when you told her your name because she's read that name. It's one of the missing people that was never accounted for. And then as this is kind of settling in her mind, she like looks up and she sees Scarlet at the piano playing, and she sees some other ghosts, that have been doing their own things and this trying to influence things in their own way. And she turns and she sees Huxley at the edge of the lounge, who she knows wasn't there before and is also dressed in very outdated garb. And she turns back to you. It's like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Now.
Yeah, I think I believe you. And she spends the rest of the night and into the morning talking to everybody, getting as much information as possible and trying to understand everything. And eventually, as she goes to bed, Gabe, you don't tell Bethany, you just kind of slip a key card in one of the doors and give her a room. It's not written down anywhere. Parker comes out later in the evening, kind of gathers Bethany and Jamal together, and you, Gabe, and the other of you two, and any other ghosts that are here can also gather around as he's like, everyone, I'm sorry I have to say this. It's I've decided to sell the hotel. I'm going to recommend to the buyers that they keep you all on. That you've all been extremely loyal and capable staff. So absolutely, you'll have my and if they don't, you've got my recommendations to go anywhere. But it's just this place has meant a lot to all of us, but it's not what it once was. I think we can all agree, and this is going to be what's best for the hotel and for me. So I just wanted you all to hear it from me first. Deals still have to go through, but I'm gonna kind of get that all sorted tomorrow. I'm sorry. Anything I can do to help any of you? I mean, you just. All right. Well. Good night.
Is he going back to the elevator?
Yeah, he starts to move back towards the elevator.
I'll get there before him.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna hold the door open.
Okay.
I'd like to also follow him into the elevator.
Me too.
Look,
You can't do that.
Are you trying to make yourself known to him, Scarlett?
No, I'm just very angrily ghost yelling, to other
Excellent.
people who could hear me. But
Absolutely.
I don't want to be.
Yeah, and Jamal and Bethany are both also saying things, but he's just been like, no, sorry. And then you follow him. It's like, Gabe, I know, but it's just
I'll wave Scarlett onto the elevator car.
Oh, absolutely. So Scarlett's on there, Gabe's on there, he's on there. Huxley, what are you doing? Are you getting on as well?
Yeah, I'm gonna pop on, and then I'm going to close the door, and then hit that button that makes it go down, and so no one can open it and close it.
Yeah, this elevator. And he's just starting to hit buttons and try to do things. But Gabe, what do you want to do?
Yeah, as he's reacting to that, I'm gonna say, Mr. Parker, I understand that a good amount of money can really change your life. And I'm not gonna tell you to turn it down, but I do want you to know that you should wait. Don't say yes just yet.
Only have until tomorrow afternoon. I've got to say yes now.
And I'm just yelling, what if his money's no good? How does he know that his money's good?
Well, there's some things that that man who wants to buy this hotel, there's some things he doesn't want to come to light. And actually, the more I think about it, if you take money from him, he's not the type of person you might want to be known and associated with.
Go ahead and do a roll here.
Okay.
I got 3d6s, a d8, and a d10, and it does seem like our wonderful Scarlett is helping you, calling out some other things that she knows. You can definitely add that bonus d10.
Okay.
You also get your own attribute.
I didn't realize that. Yeah.
Yeah, no worries. You still beat it last time, so.
Can I add my d6 social, because I've created an environment which is much harder for him to say no.
Yes, absolutely. So you get a bonus d10 and a bonus d6.
Great. I actually was going to use mental from my own because I'm trying to manipulate him.
Totally. I like it.
And then definitely a group and murdered by the mob. I know some stuff.
Yeah. Ooh.
Okay. Okay.
Well, you can spend a plot point and pull that effect die over in order to succeed. Because right now we have a tie, and as we know, you got to yeet it to beat it in Cortex.
Okay.
Beat it to yeet it. Gosh.
Beat it to yeet it.
Yeet it. Yeah.
Da-da-da-da.
Yeah. Okay. I pulled that over for sure.
Excellent. So that will be a success.
Okay.
And then you got those.
Two.
I'm going to go ahead. Yes, I am going to buy those. Which is going to be. So I'll give you a plot point. I'm tempted to do this to that corporeal presence thing.
Yee.
I'm tempted by. But I think as you are telling him all of this, and you're giving all of as much as you can, and you're using Scarlett and Huxley and all this just ghostly energy is going towards this plea to get him to listen. And then you just, before his eyes, you begin to fade. As that corporeal presence goes to a D12, to above a D12, you're kind of taken out of this scene. And you've succeeded here. But he's also now just seen you disappear in front of his eyes, and he just runs a hand out of his face like he's not sure what he's just seen. That was a heroic success as well, so that's going to be a D6 effect. So yeah, he's thinking about all of these things now, and now he's just seen you disappear, and he's heard stories about, he thought you were, like the son of somebody who had died here, and it was just part of like the family thing, and now he's like really confused. He's like, oh God, what did I have to drink? And he's digging for his keys now for the elevator as well, and he's getting one in there to try and like stop this elevator thing from happening, and he gets out of it. He's just really disoriented, but you can tell that he's thinking about something.
Now, when that happened, did Gabe disappear from us too?
No, Gabe is still there for you, but seems really weak. Like seems a lot less present than usual. Like really tired and exhausted. And you've occasionally seen this before, not with any of you three, but with some of the other lesser spirits here, where they've just pushed themselves so hard that then they just they almost like make themselves burn out. That's kind of what this is. So you no longer have that complication, Aliza, but you are, that's just going to last with you. And in the middle of the night, as you're all hoping that was enough to convince Parker to do the right thing here, that's when our friend Tony comes back. And I will say, Scarlet, you're the first to notice because your usual haunt is the lounge, which is right by that entrance. He comes in, pushes that revolving door, seems really focused on something as he goes up to the front desk. Are you doing anything?
Yeah, I'm going to follow him.
Yeah, absolutely. He goes up to that front desk and he is looking for, he's asking if there's a woman here, gives a description, gives a name, gives a few aliases. You can recognize this as the traffic cop who you all have in one of the rooms. And he's questioning Bethany about this, asking for what room she's in. First, he slips over a couple $100 bills. Doing as much as he can to try and convince her to help him, and she's looking through the book and not seeing anything because of the fact that Gabe just got her into a room. She's just trying to figure it out. She's like, I don't think that we've got anybody by that name. I'm sorry. I would love to help you. And then he lays a gun on the counter.
Could I, at this moment, because I'm invisible, slam that book and shove that gun off the counter?
You can sure try. I'm going to go ahead and roll some difficulty for you. So I've got 3 d6s, a d10, and a d8 that I'm going to roll. Boop-a-doop. 12. I'm going to spend one of my d6s that I still have left. So this d6 with a 4 on it. And I'm going to spend it like it's a plot point, and I get to add that to my total for a 16. Once this roll's done, that d6 is gone. I've spent it. But I got a 16 for this. It's pretty difficult. And you can go ahead and start to put together a dice pool for me.
Okay. I just want to just scare the heebie-jeebies out of everybody in this situation.
Absolutely.
So this is going to be physical. And I guess solo, because it's just me.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to use my accidentally walked in on a hit because I'm like, I don't get good vibes from this guy at all. I know he's connected to some shady business. I'm going to put that in there. Could I use my temporary asset?
You can. I was about to remind you that you had it.
Yeah.
This is those clues that you got through your bartender friend. So a D8.
Okay.
As a bonus.
Okay. And then I don't know. Do I want to use my plot points? I really want to succeed on this.
So yeah, after you rolled, you can spend a plot point to add unused dice into your total.
Okay, so I can roll first.
Roll, exactly, and then hopefully you'll have enough that you can add dice in.
Okay.
Oh no. Oh.
You do have just enough because you can spend a plot point and move that 2 over into your total.
Yes, that's what I shall do.
Ooh, just.
Okay. So then how do I do the use a plot point?
Yes, you'll just subtract 1 on the sheet.
Subtract it. Okay.
Actually, absolutely. And sorry, that hitch was on a D6?
D8.
D8, perfect. I'm going to buy that. And I'm going to go ahead and put that other D8 that I have up to a D10. So I have 2 D6s and 2 D10s left. As you come in and do this, just slam the book, and this just force that comes off of it pushes that gun on the table. It goes kind of scattering across the floor. Bethany shrieks. She was already like in fear when that gun got put out, and now it's like flying somewhere, and she ducks behind the table. This guy is like, he immediately gets up in arms, and he's looking around for what might have happened. And as he turns, he's seen a ghost already today. He's in a state of mind, and he turns and he sees you, Scarlet.
And when he sees me, it's not in my like glory days. It is my murdered body form.
Absolutely. And he just and he turns and he goes to run. He like tries to kind of scrounge up that gun and goes for the elevator, slams his hand on the elevator buttons. Huxley, does the elevator come?
So I don't know anything of what's going on, I'm assuming.
No.
And so I'm gonna be in the elevator when it opens up.
Excellent. So it opens, and Scarlet, you are like behind this guy, and this door opens. He has seen you already, Huxley, and so he sees you again now. And now he is sandwiched between you two. And I'm going to go ahead and throw it to Huxley if there's anything you would like to do here.
I'm gonna start the car to go up.
You're going to make it go up while the door's open?
Mhm. Yeah.
Yes. Yes, you are.
Can I push
Yes,
him?
you are. I think
After it
seems
comes
like
up?
what's happening. So first of all, yeah, let's go ahead. I mean, I think you can just do that. You can just make this go up. That is something that you have the power to do. So it seems like this might be a role for Scarlet, but you get to give her some assistance here.
Yeah.
And this is a
What I-
duo.
What I'll be doing is just going like that, and then the car will go up, but the doors will stay open.
Yeah, and he's just kind of like, he's backing off, like he's eyeing for the stairs. He's going to go run that way maybe. But this is that moment that you might be able to take Scarlet. So I'm going to go ahead and roll my dice.
I can give you my physical attribute, Scarlet. How's that?
Oh,
D8.
amazing. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay,
Oh,
well,
no.
I
What
got
a shame.
2 hitches. So, yeah, I mean, you could spend your plot point and step up an asset that you have 2 times, and that includes that temporary asset you have. So that you could make that D8 to a D10 to a D12 by spending 1 plot point.
For me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so yes, so then I'm gonna, if I'm trying to push him, it's a physical duo and then plus a D8
Yeah, a D8 from Cam.
from Cam,
right? That
and
was from
then
you. And then a D12 is your temporary asset if you spend a plot point.
yes, I
wanna
will.
do
Take
the
advantage of this
distinction, so.
opportunity.
Yes,
which
I
is
will.
him kind of having this fight or flight response of like, do I want to go up the stairs and try to find the person that I came here for, or do I leave this place? And it's that moment that he freezes that is your opportunity.
I don't know why I'm not able to drag another D12 after the D8.
Oh no, you might have to like it's pretty small space. It's kind of like if you squint, you're able to see the lines around it. If you just pull it into that space, maybe next to the D.
There we
yeah,
go.
you did it.
Okay, I did.
And make sure to grab a distinction as well.
Distinction, yeah.
Distinction. Okay, so yeah, my walked in on a hit. I don't like him.
I like it.
Okay. 14.
That's definitely going to do it. We got a 14. You got that hitch on a D10. I'm going to buy that. So you're going to get a plot point back. I'm making one of my D10s a D12. But you succeed heroically, in fact, and you push him. And this elevator has made enough space that he goes, he kind of holds on just enough, but you put a little bit more force behind it as you know that he's a part of the problem. He's a part of all of the bad that has happened to you, and he's going to ruin your home. And you push again, and he tumbles in, and now he's just kind of like, he's managing to hold on, and then he just slips, and he's starting to like go down, and finally he kind of gets to a spot that's just kind of at the opening of that basement level where Parker's office is, and the doors open, and Gabe, you are standing at those open doors. What would you like to do as you see him just kind of trying to pull himself up? You are not visible to him right now.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna try to make myself audible by him and just say, so how does it feel to be on that side of things in this elevator shaft?
All right, let's give a roll and see if he can hear you. And I think this is gonna be a situation where if he can hear, it's gonna terrify him enough that he is gonna let go and put himself in a pretty bad position for when the elevator is called down.
Okay. I think mental, right?
I think that sounds good. I'm gonna go ahead and roll difficulty for you. I got, oh, come on.
Wait,
I didn't even spend anything to make that better.
Oh, wow.
I just have a 5 with a couple of hitches.
Oh, he's
so you can, if you would like to, spend a plot point and step up your mop and bucket twice if you want.
sure. Yeah.
You get your mop and bucket D12. So tell me how you want to use it in this scene, because I feel like it's gotta get used.
Well, in that case,
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna just like mop his hands off of the side
Oh no.
after I say that.
I like it.
Yeah.
It's very intimidating, and I love it. I'm here for it.
And then I'm gonna call this a duo because actually it's still a group because there's been assists from the other two up above.
Yeah, I would give you group or give you solo as well, just because this is like just you interacting with him. But I would also give you group because it was a combo of events that brought it to you all.
Well,
Your
I
choice.
only need to beat a 5, so I'll go with group. Yeah. And then murder by the mob. This is my revenge.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, well, that's a double heroic success. That brings your D8 effect die up to a D10, up to a D12. And so your voice isn't even just a whisper to him, it booms. And as he looks up, you just kind of appear before him, and he experiences everything, he sees everything, he understands everything. And as you kind of bring the mop down, it's like, I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry. And just that last word that you say to him, his fingers release on the edge, and he tumbles back. It's not a far fall. He's already on the basement floor, but he lands. And just as he's starting to get up, you hear that ding, summoning the elevator down. And then I lost my page. Very important to find the right page, everybody. The old inn was, or rather is, a stable. It's not true that people leave hotels. Not exactly, anyways. There's always some piece of them left behind, some more than others. Remnants of the lives of all who push through its revolving doors. You have the cleaning staff that nobody really notices until they really, really need them. You have precocious kids doing what they do in a place that doesn't belong to them, causing trouble. You have the people who work here, who perform, who see an audience, who get the attention, who make this place more than just a roof over your head and a bed to sleep in. They make it memorable. And yeah, guests check out, people retire, but some don't. Some hold on, at least until they can't anymore. And we see kind of just this camera going through the hotel that has been updated. It looks fresh, it looks new. You see computer systems in place now for the booking. You see that the lounge has been completely redone, and there's a title across the top that reads Scarlet's. And this place has come back to life. It's been given a new one thanks to the dead that reside inside of it. And of course, the money that was found in the room of a guy who died here and who nobody came looking for when the right fuss was made by the police. And as we finish, we see a fully staffed lobby as people come in and visit. And now this home isn't at risk. This home is permanent, and it's a little happier. The ghosts here seem a little more settled. And that is the Lonely Hearts Club. I would like to thank you all for joining us for this Roll and Keep Cortex Campfire. You can learn more about Cortex, create and play in your own games, just like this, at cortexrpg.com. Also head on over to our Discord, where our community can help you with any questions, or you can find people to play games with. Thank you, of course, to my campers for this week. Just going to go through you all. Noura, where can people find you on the internet? What projects are you working on?
You can find me everywhere on the internet at Neurological. Mondays, you can catch me on 2 different streams. You can catch me on Realmsmith for our Curse of Strahd campaign Into the Mist. And you can catch me on the Glass Cannon Network for Wicked Empire, which is our homebrew D&D campaign that is DM'd by comedian Jared Logan. On Thursdays, you can catch me on D&D for Black Dice Society. On Fridays, you can catch me on World of Darkness for LA by Night, which is his final season in this chapter of our story. Saturdays for Pixel Circus, where I play Princess Jasmine as a D&D warlock in our campaign. Yeah.
Absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much for having me on. This was so easy to just my first time playing. I loved it so much. It's so great to it's very easy to just jump right in and play, which I love.
Yeah, that's what we love to hear. It's like, tell a story and the dice will follow. Aliza, where can people find you or follow your projects?
Sure. You can find me at Aliza Pearl on Twitter and Instagram, Appease Aliza on Twitch. And I have, let's see, my regular weekly streams are Saturdays. I run D&D campaign called Lords of Faerun on twitch.tv/Kira858. Sundays, I play in a D&D campaign called the Gax Pack at GaryCon Live, their Twitch channel. And then soon, on Monday, October 25th, we're going to be ending our Klingon campaign. It's a Star Trek Adventures at campaign. We're having our final episode that's airing Monday, October 25th on Q time, 6 p.m. Pacific or 6:30 p.m. Pacific. And there was one more thing I was and then also I'm in the 2nd season of the improvised medical drama Heartbeats on Ripley Improv's Twitch channel. And I think I will be in the show on October 22nd and 29th. And we might have some special Halloween stuff happening on the 29th. So definitely check that out.
I love special Halloween stuff. People couldn't tell. Cam Banks, where can people find you?
You can find me on the Twitter at BoyMonster and on Instagram at Rusty Sellsword. But you can also find me on the Cortex Discord and all places where we talk about things Cortex. I am holed up here in New Zealand writing up the cool books for you all to have fun with, and that's pretty much my life, day in, day out.
Excellent. And I've been Mellie Doucette. You can find me at MellieDM on Twitter, and of course, also hanging around the Cortex Discord. Join us around the campfire again next week, where I'm going to be joined with Amy Dallin, Michael Gallus, and Dan Telfer in the most terrifying location of all, a high school. Until then, stay safe, stay spooky, and don't trust children in elevators. Good night, everyone.